Welcome to Puppet, and in today's presentation we're going to be talking about Data Live. Now, for as long as I can remember, the harem genre has always been a must-be or a must-to-be seen, right, in my listing of lots of anime series to watch and all the other seasons and whatnot. But I don't know, maybe it's just because of my trash taste. Yeah, probably trash taste, but there is something, or there are some good elements about the genre that really just sticks to me, and I find it to be really interesting, or really really good take on this type of concept, I guess. But it's kind of, there are good things about it, of course there are also bad things about it, but sufficing to say, among the countless series out there in this particular tag, lot of which people would assume, or people would think that's gonna be something that's generic or trashy, so they would say Data Live in particular, right? Data Live is a series in which I think this concept, or the concept of harem, has been used at its finest, or it's really been utilized well. It's really, this series is like the second of command in my entire otaku reputation. In all my years as a weeb, how long has it been? For as long as I can remember, really, Data Live has stuck with me as my favorite anime of all time. And yeah, I just wanted to share today what I love about this series and why this harem, I find it to be a really good harem at that. So yeah, let's just get into it. Now, on to the plot of the series. Now, there is a lot of things to put into consideration, right? Volumes of light novels out there, and especially the anime to watch. Data Live is basically
30年前、ユーラシア大陸中央部を襲った巨大空間神は1億5000万人という未曾有な被害を引き起こした。今、精霊再臨、世界を滅ぼす少女を救うたった一つの方法はデートしてデレさせること。さあ、私たちのデートを始めましょう。
That's essentially it. So you have space phenomenons called spatial quakes that occur in the world, and we later found out that the spatial quakes are caused by entities called spirits. And our main protagonist, Shido Itsuka, he joins forces with an organization called Reta Tusker, who are tasked, or which is tasked to save the spirits, not by means of military might, or through force, but rather through love and affection, hence dating them in order to control their powers, to stop future space quakes. And this task is really just exclusive to our main protagonist Shido, because he has the power to do so. In the future, in the anime series and in the couple of other volumes in the light novel, to be explained clearly the whole history behind his powers, the whole mystery to it and whatnot. Shido, our main protagonist, has the power to seal the spirit power to prevent further catastrophe. And this is where the entire concept of the haremness, or the harem genre of it, really elevates or takes a really good turn to it, right? So yeah, to the story. Now, just like most harems, you would think that it is as a harem, as a series with a harem tag, you would think that it's just some other passable watch of a series. And even the story, I've looked at my anime list, live chat at me, I'd say that the average rating of it, of all 3 seasons, and even a couple of the movie, the OVAs, and the Encore, the Data Bullet as well, and Nightmare Queen, the spin-off, around 7.5 is the average rating of it. But I think that's good enough, I suppose, considering the general public of, or the general public of the anime, of those in the anime community who think that the show is good in its own way, or some don't find it okay, I guess. But yeah, all in all, I think that the series really shines in its own way. Rather, I know it. I know that the series really shines in its best, right? Especially in light to the light novel, the way that the story further adds a lot of these elements that make more sense, that really helps build the background of the entire concept. Make it to make the picture much clearer to it. And yeah, boy oh boy, there is a lot of intricate plot points. Again, as I've said, from the light novel, the anime, we're still scratching the surface. The light novel, there's a lot of lore to the whole thing, the whole series, and I just love it for that. It's beautiful to see this, this mystery unfold, and there'll be moments like, oh, so this is why. It's the little things that just make this series, really happy, or no, not happy, but really interesting for that matter. But yeah, there's a good spice of mystery, some intense drama, heartwarming yet really eye-tearing moments that within the story, the light novel especially. And I myself read up to the volume rather of the light novel series that covers the entire third season, or the third season's arc, which is the Natsume Witch arc. Yeah, that's the extent of my read, but I'm still anticipating. My anticipation for what's about to come in season 4, in the 4th season of the anime, which continues off from the last volume, the last arc, which was really short, and I've heard a lot of negative comments about the direction of the anime, of how the anime took it in that last episode. But I don't really, I suppose if that's the way of directing it, then so be it. But I really have high hopes for the season 4. Hopefully they will introduce the other characters that a lot of the fans in the Data Life community are talking about, or anticipating in. A lot of, maybe these things will be, or these moments in the light novel would actually be adapted properly, or even portrayed better as they did, I suppose. But also in a way that we, the anime watchers such as myself, could understand it properly. I've taken a look at the light novel, as I've said, and yeah, I've also noticed some changes here and there, and a lot of things where I have to ask, like, who are they, where did they come from, elements that have been suddenly added to the story, and all that. It's just the way that anime productions work. But nevertheless, with season 4 approaching in October of 2021, boy, is my hype train, it isn't gonna stop for any passengers at any time soon. Now, another thing I like to point out, right, is the harem tag, right? The very concept of the anime, the foundation of what makes it a good harem anime, right? So yeah, compare it to your down-to-earth school slice of life type of harem series. You have MC, who helps the girls around him solve problems, and they fall in love. And yes, this is also the case with the Data Live series. Not gonna lie there, but I find it fascinating. No, I really find it fascinating to have this approach in using the whole dating concept, and the fact that the lives of the lives of the people on Earth matter, because as from the plot itself, you need to date them in order to to seal the powers and to prevent further disasters. And there's also gonna be a lot more lore to it, as from the light novels, a lot of mystery and a lot of reasons as well to stop the evil forces from getting their hands on these powers. It's just a really nice build-up of a story, and a great way in order to really include that harem goodness to it. It's amazing how this is really, I'm not surprised that this is a really famous harem anime at that. So yeah, Data Live series, it's fascinating. Its whole dating concept. The main protagonist, Shido, is in a position where he needed to, it looks like he is a bit forceful to, be all to have this like playboy like attitude, being a smooth talker, to really to have this perfect boy attitude again, to smooth talk his way into getting the spirits to like him, like I said, in a forceful way. But along that line, or along the way of through doing that, we can see his character really prove more than when he handles the situation. There's more than meets the eye, and more of these feelings within Shido that develops into something that is, that's something that is convincing and genuine. So yeah, in that situation, being that he saves the spirits, right? He saves the spirits because he cares for them genuinely. He wants to protect them, and yeah, it becomes that. Take Miko for example. Miko from the Miko arc, yeah. It showed Shido's determination to keeping his promises towards his word, cherishing and protecting those that he cared about. It's just impactful to see it, and it's beautiful to see this, entire transition of from unsure feelings into something that is happy, genuine, and loving. It's a two-way stream of love and care towards the spirits and Shido, the main protagonist. And just like in 100 no Kanojo or Hyako no, if you haven't read that, or if you haven't read the manga of it yet, I suggest you do. I made a couple of videos about it. I'll probably put the links in the description below. And yeah, just like in 100 no Kanojo, it's more than just a harem. It's family. It's family because they support each other, and it's a loving, really strong bonded family, and I love it for that. Speaking of family, the characters themselves, the heroines, of course, they play a huge role in the beauty of this series. In connection with the harem element of it, the heroines, right? The heroines, they fall in love with the MC because of how he made an impact on her life and how he can gain their affection. It seems forced, as I've said, but there's still a good silver lining to it, and that is they really make this strong connection with each other in order to make them, genuinely love each other in that way, to cherish each other, and through helping the spirits solve their problems, their hardships, the troubles they come across them, they also learn to accept and trust Shido in return, and they come to terms with their the fears, the dilemmas, and they emerge from having this from having given a new perspective by someone, or in this case the MC, the main protagonist Shido, who has shown them the answer to their problems, right? And yeah, the very troubles of the spirits themselves as well, they're also really thought-provoking, allowing someone who can relate to a similar concept about what issue that they have, what issue the spirits have. It also helps people with that similar issue, or to the very least an issue with a similar concept. They help resolve that issue by watching the series, and they learn how the problems can be resolved, how to cope up with it, and the like.
とても嬉しいですわ。ありがとうございます。一番好きよ。一緒だぞ。お兄ちゃん、一番好きですよ。ダーリン。ありがとう。賞賛。私を見て。
Yeah, exactly like that. So it has a good story and good concept to it, but we can't really leave out a good portion of why the series really shines at its best, and that's definitely because of the waifu materials, the lineup of waifus within them. Good waifus, amazing designs to them, the aesthetic, right? The aesthetic to the whole theme of angels or that of religious references and such like that, as well as making a connection to that modern styling, modern aesthetic to it, nice references, beautiful build-up, beautiful designing. It is, all I can say is that people have preferences, and for me, this just fits into my strike zone so much, it really hits the eye in the bull's eye. What's the term? So yeah, that being said, I'm just gonna make this a really short review, just like what I did with Arifureta. If you haven't, check out my short review on that, and that video is really focused on the opening theme song of it. I'll leave the link in the description below. That's also one of my favorite isekais, harem type of series, light novel for that matter. But yeah, the light novel, the anime, it's beautiful, and I'm really anticipating for what's to come, right? Especially with season 4. They have 4 seasons, OVAs, spin-offs, the movie and the game, the mobile game. If you haven't, I also do game or walkthroughs about the of Data Live Spirit Pledge. I think I'll link a bit in the description below as well. But yeah, Data Live, its entire series, Data Live as a whole, I absolutely love it, and it is the sole reason, or yeah, it's one of my driving forces as to what makes me a weeb. You know, I cosplay Data Live as well, and I have a lot of merch for it, wallpapers and stuff like that. My life is really almost Data Live, I guess. In terms of the plot, 9 out of 10. Really good concept to it. Story-wise, the plot is amazing. The anime-wise, though, I feel like it's a bit rushed, but they made it in a way that, you know, it makes it connects well, at least, at the very least. But yet again, through the volumes or the light novel volumes, I feel like there are still a lot of elements that are missing. But sufficing to say, plot-wise, I find it to be a really good take on it. You know, concept 9 out of 10. Dating, waifus, lore, mystery to the whole, you know, build up of the world. Who knows what's gonna happen? And I'm really gonna look forward to it in the 4th season. Probably they're gonna solve that, hopefully, right? But yeah, concept-wise, what makes it a good harem, good concept, and of course, you need also good characters. 10 out of 10. Character design-wise, beautiful, and haremness. Put haremness in there. Yeah, never mind. Haremness 9. It's a good harem. It's one that is not too, you know, that doesn't seem too forced, but at the same time, it's really something that is just heartwarming, and there is a really good reason. It has a good motive as to why this is a harem in the first place, or why this is considered, or why the story allows for a harem in the first place, right? And that is to gather all the spirits, make the spirits fall in love, genuinely fall in love with the main protagonist, and it becomes this family of love and care. Yeah, that's it. And next we have Queen from Data Bullet. She's just amazing. Straight 10 out of 10. Come on. But yeah, overall judgment of the series, Data Live, dating never stops. Enjoy the game, enjoy the light novel, enjoy the anime, just enjoy the entire series as it is.